Hey, what is up, guys? It's Chris here from the WWFu Internetwork, here again with another WWFu review. I wanted to apologize for the lateness of this one. I was actually away on vacation, and I couldn't get to reviewing SummerSlam on time, and I finally got around to watching it. I came home from vacation earlier today, and thank you to all who wished me a very good time. I really do appreciate it, and I did have a good time. But this is not about me. It is about me reviewing WWE SummerSlam 2012, so let's get on with the show. To open things off, we had Chris Jericho taking on Dolph Ziggler, and what was a fantastic opener. These two just work really well with each other. I think Dolph Ziggler is he's basically a Chris Jericho. When Chris Jericho first debuted, the cockiness, the loud mouth, talented wrestler. And that's basically Dolph Ziggler in a nutshell. And, it was very nice to see Chris Jericho go over here in a way that was almost like a send-off. I did enjoy, him winning here. I don't think it really disgraced Ziggler in any way. I think, if anything, it's just adding on to that, the unpredictability of when he's going to cash in. Because if you guys remember when Daniel Bryan cashed in, he was on a month very lengthy losing streak, and then when he cashed in, everyone was kind of shocked that he won. I kind of feel they're taking a similar approach with that, because Daniel Bryan is also a very, very talented wrestler, entertainer, and all. So I really wasn't insulted that Ziggler lost here. Didn't mind it at all. But this was a very, very good back and forth match. Ziggler just sells anything, and 3.5 stars, just very, very fun. Highly recommend seeing this match if you're going to pick a couple of matches to watch off of the show. Definitely the match of the night. Just to imagine a match of the night kicking off the show, Good stuff. So next we had Daniel Bryan taking on Kane. I was expecting a little bit more, but I enjoyed the way this ended with Daniel Bryan kind of getting the cheap victory. With a basic roll-up. I have a feeling this is going to be more of a storyline as the weeks progress on Monday Night Raw now. And this was pretty decent. I mean, Kane, like I said multiple times, Kane hasn't had a bad match in the year 2012, and I give him a lot of credit for that. He's, very okay with putting guys over, and that's something I really do appreciate. But then he also has his high moments, when he beat Randy Orton at WrestleMania, which was awesome. Kane's just a very, very talented wrestler, and then when you're in the mix with a guy like Daniel Bryan, you're bound to have a good match, and this is basically what it was. It was a couple of minute long match that just went back and forth. Daniel Bryan worked really well with Kane. They kind of showed how they could work together at when Kane took on CM Punk and Daniel Bryan in that triple threat a couple of months ago, and they just worked well together. The aftermath of, Kane backstage just throwing crap all around, very angry about losing, definitely is going to, lead into more of a feud, and I'm looking forward to it. So I gave it 2.5 stars, definitely a decent match. Next, we had the Intercontinental Championship match between the Miz and Rey Mysterio. I like this match a lot. Just a quick side note, Rey Mysterio's ring attire was very questionable with the whole Batman. He came out with a cape, and, I really have to give credit to Rey Mysterio. He does make, a little kid's day when he goes up to the fans, gives, does that little head thing. He nods his head into the other fan. He'll go up to a kid and just start talking to him, and that obviously makes that kid's day. And it's kind of cool to see when he does stuff like that. That's why I respect Rey Mysterio. And then we had the Miz on the other hand, a cocky SOB, but Miz, I have to admit, has improved. Really, really has improved, and he's impressing me, Miz. And to go over clean over Rey Mysterio is something else. These two strangely worked really well together. A lot of people didn't like this match. I enjoyed it. I thought it was pretty decent for what it was. It was kind of thrown together, if anything, but still very, very, very decent. And, Miz went over clean, which is something a heel sometimes never does. Usually does a quick roll-up. But Miz hit his finisher, the skull-crushing finale, in a very awesome fashion, too. He basically, picked up Mysterio and did it. But Rey Mysterio also has some very nice near falls here. And I was convinced Mysterio might win, but Miz is on a roll right now, and 2 3/4, very, very good match. I enjoyed it. Next, we had the World Heavyweight Championship match. Yet again, another match a lot of people didn't really like. I enjoyed it, though. Sheamus taking on Alberto Del Rio now. A lot of people are complaining about this match because basically the ending of it is going to continue the feud into Night of Champions. I don't really mind it. It's just, first time. I watched the show twice, by the way. The first time I understood why people were kind of mad because a lot of people expected Dolph Ziggler to cash in. That didn't happen. Sheamus basically picked up the victory in a kind of a cheap way with Alberto Del Rio's leg on the rope, but of course that will be addressed on SmackDown. I'm pretty sure it was addressed on Raw as well, that these two will eventually wrestle again. And I heard Randy Orton might be thrown into the mix at Night of Champions, so I don't really mind that at all either. But this was pretty decent. People really crapped all over these matches. I personally didn't like a couple, but this was one of their better matches between the two. They're clicking, but Alberto Del Rio is just not really. He's not really over with the crowd, and just, it sucks, but, still a 3-star match. Very, very entertaining. Sheamus is a good champ. It's just he's running out of competition, so I think that's why people are so antsy about Dolph Ziggler cashing in, which is totally fine. Everyone is entitled to their own opinion, but I think Ziggler should hold on to it as long as he possibly can without it getting stale. So, still, Sheamus retained that cheap fashion with Del Rio's leg on the rope, so that's definitely happening at a Night of Champions, so still a very, very good match between the two. Next, we had the WWE Tag Team Championship match between the champions R-Truth and Kofi Kingston taking on the Primetime Players. This wasn't really too good. I was shocked that the Primetime Players didn't walk away as champions. That was kind of a stupid decision, kind of dragging the whole feud, really, really elongating it. I'd rather see the Primetime Players captured here and then have a feud leading into Night of Champions. That would make more sense, but. Now, I don't know how they're getting a rematch. Maybe they'll do a triple threat with Primo and Epico, but I really don't want to see those two in the mix because I don't really like those two. But, R-Truth and Kofi Kingston retained an okay match, if anything. 2 stars, nothing special. Next, we had the triple threat match for the WWE Championship between CM Punk, John Cena, and Big Show. I have to admit, Big Show really... usually Big Show's a third wheel, if you really look at it. Remember WrestleMania 25, third wheel. There's a lot of other scenarios where he's been a third wheel, most notably WrestleMania 25. But he was decent in this match. He looked credible that he could possibly take the title off of CM Punk. Midway through the match, we had a false finish where CM Punk and John Cena both had Big Show in a submission. Big Show tapped, and no one knew who was the champ. And, of course, AJ has to come out and waste 2 minutes and basically just say, restart the match. I don't like AJ as a GM, if you can't tell already. She's just not entertaining to me. But this was pretty good for what it was. I was expecting way less of this match, especially with Big Show being in it. But now I'm really okay with CM Punk and John Cena wrestling, because now there's a legitimate reason why they're wrestling. I can definitely see these two wrestling at Night of Champions, no doubt about it. And for this match was very, very well done in storyline telling. I definitely like the story they were telling here as well. Just, Cena just wanted to do it the right way. Cena thought he won, and Cena thinks he got screwed out of it, because he basically did. He had the attitude adjustment on Big Show, and Punk just pushed him out of the ring, and that basically confirmed Punk's going to act like a heel from now on. But CM Punk retained, and I enjoyed it. 3 1/4, very, very entertaining WWE Championship match. One of the most entertaining in a while. CM Punk and Daniel Bryan, CM Punk, Daniel Bryan, and Kane had very good wrestling matches. This was entertaining. There's a difference. Next, we had the main event, or before the main event, we had Kevin Rudolph perform, which was -5 stars. That was absolutely horrible. I didn't know he was that bad live, but I guess we all found out the hard way. Next, we had the main event of Brock Lesnar taking on Triple H. This was made a no DQ earlier in the night. This just... I wish this delivered. I really wish it did. It's just, it didn't. It was hyped as a fight. And a lot of people on here are defending this match. It was a good wrestling match, but it wasn't a fight. It was hyped as a fight. People came on the pay-per-view thinking it was going to be a fight. If anything, it was kind of just like a slow-paced, dragged-out wrestling match. There were some okay spots in here. I really like that Triple H worked Lesnar's stomach. That was something different, especially with Lesnar having diverticulitis, something that's actually personally affected me and my family. I definitely know the agony he goes through with that, and I really like that they worked the stomach. Paul Heyman, ringside, definitely sold a lot of emotion. He's just very loud and obnoxious, but everyone loves Paulie. I think he's a great manager for Brock Lesnar, a great vocal mouthpiece, and I was shocked Brock Lesnar won. It was definitely out of nowhere, but I just wanted to talk about a scenario real quick about this being eerily similar to the Dark Knight Rises. If you haven't seen the Dark Knight Rises, tune out now, but if you really look at it, Triple H is like the aging Batman who's, been in WWE, has no one left, he's stopped what he's doing, went backstage and starts, helping talent out, but then this evil force of Brock Lesnar comes in, Brock Lesnar's like the Bane, and basically he broke Triple H. That happens in The Dark Knight Rises, actually, so I definitely see these two having a rematch, though. Supposedly Triple H broke his arm again in the storyline, and I just really wish this match was better, but 2.5 stars, kind of a very disappointing main event, to say the least, but what can you do? SummerSlam overall was a very decent show. It was, was it one of the best SummerSlams of all time? No. Was it in the top 10? Maybe, just making it. Definitely top 15. I really enjoyed it. So a 25th anniversary of SummerSlam, well done. WWE, just has to step it up a little bit more. I was kind of disappointed not to see Damien Sandow on the card or Cody Rhodes, but, you can't win them all. But SummerSlam 2012, decent show. I highly recommend checking it out if you're just into, somewhat decent wrestling and you just want to, catch up on your WWE. But thank you guys for listening to this review. If you liked it, please thumb it up. If you want to comment below your thoughts on the show, please do. I love reading them. Everyone loves reading them. So thank you guys for listening, and have a good one.